For those who feel enough is not enough and failure is not an option, for those, there is Gamma Labs PTF, the next generation pre-workout supplement. Dave Farah from MMA 30 alongside Chael Sonnen. Yes, he's got a fight coming up at UFC 148, but we're not here really to talk about that. We're here to talk about two things, your new haircut and your new book.
Well, let's start with the book, The Voice of Reason, #1 book at Amazon.com, New York Times bestseller list. Very proud of that. And yes, I did get a new haircut. I was in Miami recently. A gentleman cut my hair and styled it for me, and I've been going with it. I appreciate you noticing.
The first time that we saw it was at the press conference that you did down in Brazil, where they announced that you weren't going to be fighting in Brazil. Why did you have to go all the way down there to disappoint everyone?
I got to tell you, there was some rumors before we went that the fight was going to get moved to Vegas. So I asked whoever I could ask, and the only way to keep a secret in this business was to not tell anybody. So they didn't tell me either. So the one thing I was, but usually where there's smoke, there's fire. So when you start to hear things in this business, it's usually true. But then I was thinking, well, we're not going to go to Brazil to say, hey, guys, we're not coming to Brazil. Sure enough, we did.
Is it true that when you went down there and there was a media scrum going on that somebody actually got you with a shock pen?
Yeah, there was, Do you know what that is?
Kind of, yeah. It's like a joke pen?
Yeah, you push down on the pen and no ink comes out, it shocks you instead.
Well, at any point, even in that setting, where it's supposed to be a professional environment, did it seem like things were getting a little bit dicey? Because it's no secret, you and Brazil don't really get along.
Well, here was the problem with the dice pen. The gentleman that approaches me is wearing a rubber nose. Now, of course, I'm going to assume this is a gag. However, on the off chance that this poor guy had like a nose replacement with this rubber nose, I got to give him as sincere and real of a...
Oh, so you're trying to be nice.
Yeah, I thought, because you never know. You know, what if this is actually a prosthetic? No, I don't really know how to... I don't really know how this works, so, I'm doing my level best, and the shock pen comes, which was a little bit of a relief, because I'm like, oh, okay, this is a gag, and the poor guy's actually probably got a perfectly shaped nose under there, so I was happy for him more than anything.
Well, UFC 148 now here in Las Vegas is going to have you and Anderson in the main event. Any level of disappointment on your part that you're not going to get to fight in a stadium of 80,000 people?
No, I would love to be part of setting a record. And GSP and Shields have the current record, 55,000 in Toronto, which is a massive crowd. That is a massive accomplishment for those two that they can keep for life. And if I could be part of that, I would love to. That would feed my ego. That would be great. That would be great for the future and looking back. And just great to be part of something for the sport in general and the industry. But the bottom line is the fight's in the octagon. Whatever city, whatever venue, whatever the crowd's doing, none of it matters. The fight's in the octagon, and that's where we'll fight. It's a lot closer trip for him. Don't forget, he doesn't live in Brazil. He claims Brazil. He lives in a mansion in Beverly Hills.
You said the same sort of thing about Vitor and Vanderlei as well before.
Well, look, these guys are as fun. These guys are Brazilian when it's convenient. When they can go into Brazil and skin a few bucks from the locals that worked hard all day, they'll do it. But the bottom line is they both live in gated communities on golf courses with swimming pools in Las Vegas. Vanderlei, who loves to claim Brazil, loves to mutter like he doesn't even speak English, and then go be a tough guy and put YouTube, what do you call that, where you write the captions on it, because he's trying to claim he's not American. He put his kids into American schools. He married his wife, brought her to America. He opened a business in America. He pays taxes in America. He was made famous. He was made rich. He was given opportunity in America where he lives and has for a decade. He drives a $200,000 Aston Martin. Do you know what that is?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
That's what James Bond drove. It cost $200,000. Now, why could he not just roll around in style in a fully loaded Lexus? Okay, he pays $40,000. He sends $160,000 to Brazil. 2 hospitals get built. How much did he send to Brazil? A grand total of nothing, which coincidentally is how much Vitor sent, which is the exact same amount as Anderson has spent in Brazil in the last decade.
This should be fun. Who do you think's going to win, Vitor or Vanderlei?
Well, they already fought. This isn't like rocket science. These two bums already fought, and it lasted 16 seconds. That's a no-brainer. But, look, every time Vanderlei fights, I have the same feeling. Sincere. Man, I hope he gets up and can walk out of the ring. And it's the same thing this time. And, I think he's got a big heart. I think he's got a tremendous place in martial arts, from the wrestling he did over in Japan to the competitive stuff he did here. But at the end of the day, this isn't work he can do.
For those who feel enough is not enough and failure is not an option. For those, there's Gamma Labs Pre-Training Formula, the next generation pre-workout supplement. A human enhancement formula designed to build a superior athlete. More power, more speed, more endurance, more mental focus, more of you.